We are doing a new series on Wonder Impulse called Venezuela Abroad. And I have my new guest and my first guest called, her name is Ysabel DaCosta. And what we're aiming to do in this series is to show a variety of fields of interest that can motivate each viewer to carve themselves within a path using Venezuelan people and their stories as a model for this. So, the basis of this podcast has always been self discovery, has always been to bring guests into this arena and find how they understood their aspirations and their passions. But the cool thing about Venezuela Abroad is that I have people like you who are not only sharing with me how they have formed a life where they're working on what they love, but also that they're sharing their stories as an immigrant. They're going to share the stories as somebody who has come from a foreign country and has built themselves up from the ground in a new place. So I've always been fascinated about being an immigrant and the stories of an immigrant. And I believe that that coming from Venezuela, and as well you're also Venezuelan, I think that what we're going through within the crisis, I think it's important for people to see what we can bring to the table, not only as immigrants but as Venezuelans, because I feel like Venezuelans nowadays are everywhere. They can be your doctor, your teacher, they can be anybody, your server at a restaurant, anything. And I know I want to start off with some statistics because you're a businesswoman, you are an entrepreneur, you have your own business, and we will get into that in a little bit. But I think it's so important to bring out to people how immigrants really are a big powerhouse towards the American economy. And I found a study. It was data from 2017, and you may relate to this because obviously you work in this sector of entrepreneurship. And it was a study done by New American Economy. And what they found was that in 2017 alone, households led by immigrants earned 1.5 trillion in total income and contributed to 405 billion in tax revenues to federal, state, and local governments, leaving them with 1.1 trillion in spending power. Also, what it also found was about 3.2 million immigrants ran their own business, making up one in every five entrepreneurs in the country. So, one in every five entrepreneurs in the country are immigrants. You are part of this statistic, which is awesome to have
I
someone
am.
talk to about this. So, data is showing, in my opinion, and then I would love to hear yours, that immigrants, they're bringing opportunities of employment by creating jobs, stimulating the economy, and continuing to provide the US dreams that have turned into action. So I would love to hear your story and introducing you as an entrepreneur of your business. What is Info for College?
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here with you, Valeria, because you are my student. You are the class of 2017, and I am happy that you invite us to be here with you and support your dream. Info for College, it is a company right now. We started in 2012 when we started the process with our kids to go into college. Some friends were together, and we didn't know anything in that time. We start, just getting crazy. Oh, how can I start the process? What I need to know, what I need to do, and we found out no information, too much information, to not too much help at all. And I told my friends, Teresa and Lenis, okay, let's start helping our Hispanic community to understand better the process because it's not too much help in Spanish. Okay, and we start teaching our friends, sharing information each other, okay, going to the church, going to the libraries, and to start uh, finding what are the questions that you have about the process for college admission. And we found that was a lot of missing information from the people, was a wrong information that they have, and we decide to help. Okay. We started helping the Hispanic community for free. Okay, no charge at all. We started working for free for 4 years, but just only helping the parents, not helping the students, because we needed to educate the parents and knowing what they need to do and what they need to do before the process already started. And the parents start asking us, hey, Isabel, everything that you said is perfect, is great, it is helpful, but I need you to work with my student.
Mm.
Okay. Because I don't have time, I don't understand English. My student doesn't listen to me, they don't believe it. I want you to start working with them. And we start in 2017 with the class of 2017 working with the students, and right now we are working with the class of 2025.
Mhm.
It's amazing how the info college have grown. And one part of the being entrepreneurship was the help from University of Houston for the School of Bauer. We did like an one semester for building the company. That's that entrepreneurs helping the University of Bauer, the School of Business, helping the entrepreneurships. And we did a one semester. They help you a lot with the small business administration, to build your company, to build your business plan. It is free. You can do it one semester. It is every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. They give you the breakfast, they give you the lunch, and it is completely free. You
So
don't pay anything.
so University of Houston has a program that helps startups and people who are wanting to do their own company for free.
Yes.
No,
Mhm.
okay, I did not know that.
Yeah, yeah, it is from the UH School of Bauer.
Okay,
Mhm.
Bauer Business School at UH.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
business school is completely free, and they teach you from the beginning to the end. Okay, just at the end, you're gonna pitch to in front of everybody to find funds for your
Wow.
company. That is amazing. They're gonna give
No
you
way.
all the help that you need to build your company.
I didn't know that UH. So let me try to understand here. So University of Houston has a program in the Bauer School of Business to help entrepreneurs with their startups, and you have to apply in order
Mhm.
to get accepted. But if you get accepted, you have to pay $100 to.
No, you don't
No,
pay it.
it's free,
Completely free. You
and you
don't.
don't have to be a student at University of Houston.
No, you don't need to be a student at University of Houston for the
That's
community.
great. Okay,
Yeah,
that's actually great.
amazing. Yeah.
I feel like I needed to know that because I don't know if because I speaking about your business info for college. So my experience when I was with in with when I was a client of yours, I I felt, being the age that I was, 18 years old, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I just knew that if I went to higher learning, there was gonna be a possibility that I could find that although made me feel good, satisfied with my work. I didn't know what I wanted. So I know you may come across a lot of people who don't really know what they want to do in college. And with when I was in your program, I was actually I ended up sticking with business. I applied to school I actually applied to a bunch of schools under wanting to be a business major, and now I'm in international studies. Complete not such a different shift, but it is
Complete. Yeah.
not the same thing, but and I believe that it's crazy because for me all I wanted was to know how to start a business. And
Yeah, you can do it. I will send
Mhm.
you the information by email. You can, if you apply this semester and if you don't get in, for sure you're gonna get in the next semester. They're gonna guarantee for you the next semester.
That's
And
great.
yeah, and they accept people young and medium and old people. Yeah,
Anybody.
they help. The mayor is involved, and everybody know about this entrepreneurship program. Have
Except
been
me. I didn't know.
yeah, I've been there for a long time.
Uh-huh. I'm aware that your business info for college helps mostly children of immigrants, right?
Yes,
That's
yeah, 90% of the students that we have that are immigrants from Venezuela, Brazil, Colombia, Mexico, Honduras, Peru, Argentina. Yeah, there are immigrants. We have people from here, but it is like it's 2%. Okay, but most of our students are for the Hispanic community.
yeah.
We have been growing a lot. We start in 2017 working with the students with around 25 students. And right now we are close to 300. Okay. And that is amazing how we build the trust in the community and how the people like to work with us because in the program we only not work with the student, we work with the parents too in
Yeah,
the process.
mhm.
Yeah, even though that we try to make the students independent, the parents wants to know what they doing, how can they can help the students.
I understand that it's definitely hard to apply to college. I mean, I thought it was, and
It's
I have a
overwhelming.
sorry.
It's overwhelming. Yeah, because every student is different. Every student have different needs. And the most important is to understand who you are and what do you want. Because everyone wants to be in the best university and not paying anything. But you need to find out, okay, academic, how you are, how good you are in terms of the requirement for college and how much money do you have to pay? Because the education, the higher education is so expensive. Not everybody can afford it, and you need to find out what kind of help you can fill out. You qualify for FAFSA, you qualify for taxa, you are in state, out of state, you are international, you are transfer, and you need to find out who you are in order to apply to get the most benefit possible. And that is a lot of missing information that the people have and confusing, and that's why it made the process a little bit
Easier.
uh, yeah, exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
overwhelming for
So
us. We don't know. Yeah, for example, okay, I have 3 hours volunteer time, that is makes sense. No one is going to ask you for how many hours do you have. It is not a requirement for the university. It's between you and me. We have the same grades, we have the same SAT, the same GPA, pretty much the same ranking. I need to take only one student who I want to take. Okay, I'm going to take the most complete student because it's a holistic review. And we don't do volunteer work in my country. Okay, that is, we are not just to do volunteer time. And in most of the country it's the same. But here in United States, so important. The labor that you do for free in your community, and that's why the university is part of the when you fill the application, they're going to ask you for how many hours have you been working in volunteer time because it's important for the universities.
it is, and for me in itself, like I think I don't know if you ever knew this, but whenever I was in senior year high school, I remember I had no volunteer hours, and I myself made my own like unofficial nonprofit, and it was I actually raised funds to donate to Venezuela, and it went well. I actually did, and I added that to my resume to
I
school.
remember that.
You do?
Yes, I
I
remember
wanted
that.
to I wanted to ask you, so it interests me a lot that you work with people who are in a very monumental stage of their life where they're wanting to see where they want to go for what their future career and like what they want to do. Do you do you ever see people's aspirations change or like a trend in their aspirations? Like how could you how do you help, is there a way that you help these students feel as if they'll find themselves in understanding of their passions once they go to college?
Because most of the students change major.
Oh,
We have a lot of nursing that they believe that they want to become a nursing, okay, and right now that is student loan,
yeah.
okay, Once in the university, they hear from another friends what they are doing, and there is nothing that amazes us. It happened, okay, a lot because the students change when they are in the university. They hear, they go to seminars, the universities encourage you to have different classes. You get amazed with the new classes that you are taking, and you find you are changing and you are more mature and you want to solve another problems, and that's why you change major. Okay, the easy way, that's why we focus on more than choosing a university that you like than choosing a major. Okay, because the university have a variety of majors to choose, and if you like the university where are you at but you don't like the major, that is easier to change, okay, than change from one university to another one because you don't like the university. That's harder, okay. And we that's why we do the workshops, we do the vocational test for the students to find what they want to study. But even if you know and you are passionate about it, maybe you can change
Mhm.
once you are in the university.
That's what I was gonna tell you. Like I changed like 4 times, and I was actually really freaking out. And this is why I invited you to this podcast, because I mean, most of what I do on this podcast is that I want people to come across these videos and see the different types of vocations, careers, and passions that people have, and then they'll maybe find themselves like seeing how you talk and what you have to bring to the table, and then they're like, okay, this sounds good. Because whenever I was in the process of choosing, I told you I wanted to be a nurse. I wanted to be in business. I didn't. The way I got to this, it was honestly, it was a crazy, chaotic chase for me. But I think in that chase of wanting to know what it is that I like, I found it. I think that's what I would tell people is kind of like try whatever you think you want. Like, there might be a bunch of times that you'll switch your major, but it eventually what happened to me was that I found it because like there was, and also there's other things that play into it. But I believe that the more, like how you said, the more you look into like a vocational like
Exactly.
speaker or like the test, that could help. But I feel like in the end, I don't I would tell people not to panic, because I feel like the more that you explore,
Exactly. You don't need to panic.
don't
Yeah,
like
look at myself. I am chemical engineering.
mm,
I work in Venezuela in a huge refinery. And after that, I work in Pequiben in Maracaibo, in Venezuela. I worked here when we arrived in the United States in 1997, and I worked with the University of Wisconsin. And after that, we moved to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I work for a small company in modified asphalt. But right now I am working in education, and that is my passion. I love it. I love what I am doing. I'm not gonna change. I'm not gonna change back. I don't wanna be an engineering anymore because I love what I am doing. But I don't know if I don't know, just say next year I'm gonna love what I am doing right now. Okay,
mhm,
maybe I'm gonna do something else. And you change on the times. Okay, right?
exactly.
Mhm.
That's what I wanted to bring up with you, because that's what I'm interested in, that and how did I want to know your story. I want to know your story from Venezuela, because this is all about Venezuelans abroad and what they can bring to the places they are located in. I want to know your story on how you were able to take your skill set that you gained in our country, in Venezuela, and take it over here to the United States. And not only that, it's also, you know what kind of opportunities and what kind of things came into your life where you were able to get to the point that you are now, where you were able to, you said you were an engineer and so many things, you were different things, but what brought you to the point in which you find yourself today to love.
Yeah, just I graduated in Venezuela in 1991, okay, from chemical engineering. I work in a huge refinery. I loved my work, okay. It is control process engineering. And after that, I worked in Maracaibo for 2 years. And we decided to move because my husband was doing a master's degree in University of Wisconsin in Madison, and that time was amazing. And we helped a lot of people to come from Venezuela to Madison. Okay, because everybody was have a like okay, I need like 50,000 bucks at that time to come here and to study. For a master degree in engineering, you can find to do the master for free in a university, like for research assistant. And we feel so good at that time in 1997 to help some students to come to United States to study for a master degree. Okay, and that's why my passion started to help. Okay, yeah, when we live in after the 2 years for the master, we moved to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I have three boys, so busy mom working from the daycare to work and all that kind of stuff, and didn't have too much time for myself. And that we moved to New Jersey, and when we come back to Houston, I love it. I love it because I found that we were not alone. We were a lot of Venezuelan people here in Katy. And from 2005 that we arrived here to now, there is more and more and more and more and more. But at that time, we create a group that was called Venezuela Heart and Soul. Okay. And we were 12 founders for the Venezuelan Heart and Soul. And every one of us have a mission how we can help our community. Okay. And that's why, okay, I have an easy one because I was working for like at the beginning of Info for College to help the audience moms to understand the program. And okay, I have one. My mission is here. I want to help the moms in this group to understand how to help their kids to go into college. And every time was growing and growing and growing and growing, and that's why I switched completely from an engineer for education. But looking for information, looking for help, assisting to networkings to meet more people that can get connected. And I remember Euna Rhodes, that was the one who told me about the entrepreneurship program in the University of Power. She introduced me for the program for me to apply, and that was amazing. When you find help and you get a lot of positive from that help, you help others.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's why it motivates you to keep going and giving information and giving help to the people. Okay. That's why I like the work that we are doing, because when the people, oh, I don't know how to do it without you. Okay, you help me a lot. Okay, you were part of important of my life. When you have someone, I don't know what to do. I have this information. I don't know what that means. And you feel so important yourself. Okay, giving out that information, and that's why we love the job that we're doing now.
So did you no, I'm kind of so I got lost in the you said you how did you get to involve yourself in education? Because I know that I think you whenever you're talking about being an engineer and then moving to the US, so you then became a mom and then you started you were busy in that life. So what brought you to wanting, because that's very specific, to help
Yeah,
people with the college process, with the application process and
yeah,
other.
yeah. Because I needed to educate myself
Mm.
to help my boy.
Ex-
Okay. Because my boy started the process and I didn't know anything to help him. And I
mhm.
started educating myself. I did a program with the Penn University to understand better the process. And I found out there was a lot of information that my friends needed to know. Okay. Oh, wow. My friends need to know this. My friend needs to know that because their kids are behind my kids and they're going to be to college soon. And because Venezuela Heart and Soul exists at that time, we invite through Venezuela Heart and Soul have we did, okay, let's do a workshop for teaching the community how the kids can help to apply for college. And I invite another companies that I knew at that time, and we make a workshop, and we are expecting like maybe 10, 15 people in the workshop, and we're 60. We're 4 hours the workshop, and the people didn't want it to leave. And we found that time that the information that we have is value for other people. And the people start telling us, hey, you are amazing, you have a lot of information, you know how to get into the people is connected with you, and there is a lot of information that is value that you can give us. And that's why we start educating ourselves to help the others.
That point, that point in someone's life where like things just kind of come together out of one instance, like, you know, you had a kid and you wanted to help him, right? And like that's how it began for you. And see, that's what I wish I had. Like, I always make this a big emphasis because this is the reason for this whole thing. It's the fact that I always wanted to know what to do but felt so lost. And then I feel like the panic is what makes it worse, because I feel like as you continue to even grow within fields that you maybe not too interested in,
Yeah.
something will happen that will click. And I feel like that's what I would give myself an advice when I was 18 and I met you was relax. It's going to click. Just keep, keep like keep exploring.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you are afraid to, oh my goodness, my English is not good. I don't know how to express. I don't want to work with high school students because it's so hard for them to get into classes, for they listen to you. I don't know if I'm gonna get connected. It is a lot of uh, how do you say? A lot of questions that you don't know how to are you are gonna happen and how to handle, but you need to move up. You need to
Exactly.
go. You need to fight for your dreams. Yeah, of
You need
course.
to make a decision once at one point.
Exactly. So there is so many people who come to another country and they reinvent themselves. They change the major that they have. For example, there is a lot of people that are lawyers that here they are not working as a lawyers. There are people that are doctors that they are not working here as a doctor. That they change it completely the field of their careers. Okay, but there is a lot of people that find the way to do the career here. Okay, and that is what I am doing. Even when I was working in the refinery, I remember that the first big job that I have there was training the new people in the control room. I don't know if maybe everyone look at me as a teacher, a good teacher. I don't know, but I remember that, and I really enjoy it, and I really like it. Okay, to train another people, even that was younger at that time. I train a lot of old people, at least older than me. Okay, and I really like it. I really enjoy teaching all the time.
Because you taught, you trained, that was your beginning in the education in a way, there's like little hints throughout life. So with this skill set you've gotten, this skill set you've gained here, and what you've seen, what you've encountered, everything that has happened to you, what do you think Venezuelans like us who go abroad, who start to build a life, how do you think we can maybe go back and help our country now? It's a broad question, but I feel like
Yeah,
there's
it is. It is. I think if every one of us help their closer family that they have, it is we can do big things. Okay, just to try to help the people that are around you first. It's like when you go to the airplane, just put the oxygen you first and help the ones that you have aside you. Okay, if everyone, if you take care of your immediate family, if I take care of my immediate family around me, we can make a difference in our country.
that's
Okay,
that's
that,
right.
that's what I think. Because if you're trying to help a lot of people, you are ending not helping anyone. Okay,
Exactly.
you need to help. Just okay. Let's see if you don't have family there and your own family. maybe you have it, but your family doesn't need help. Okay, trying to find a small organization that you can help. Okay, there is a lot of people who need it. I always said, for example, when I'm making a box to send to Venezuela to someone, always the people ask, "Are you not afraid that someone is gonna take it?" And even if the people who's gonna take it need it, because everybody need it. Okay, and you don't, you put everything in God's hands and it's go. Okay, that's
Yeah.
why, yeah, that's why I believe that you need to help your immediate family first and try to do a small and make it bigger. Okay, instead of trying to make it bigger from big noise. No.
Exactly. That's a good outlook because you see the politicians, like the opposition leader and just everything that opposition party has brought. It's hard to make that big change. But I think that even doing this podcast, even like showing people what Venezuelans are and what Venezuelans can bring to anywhere they are, I feel like it's some sort of change. Get the international community's attention. Whoever sees this, maybe somebody from another country will see this who's a big humanitarian. They have an organization and they decide, okay, I want to help these people, right? So I feel like you're right. Like this
Yeah,
is
I'm going to put you an example that I remember when, maybe it was long, long time ago. I was in the Katy Mill and I met some Venezuelan guy. There was a couple, a young couple, and they wanted to have like a arepera here in Katy. And they told me, we came from Venezuela and we wanted to have like a arepera here, but we are afraid that there is too many. And I told them, I don't know why did you say that is too many areperas here. I don't know so many areperas at that time. That is only two or three. And how do you know that the American people know about the Mexican food? Because there is everywhere.
Mhm.
Everywhere you go, you can find tacos, you can find tortillas, you can
Exactly.
find the Mexican food in every corner. That's the way they know about the Mexican food. And if you want to, the American people know about the Venezuelan food, we need to have areperas everywhere.
Exactly.
And we cannot see each other like a competition. It is not. We are not competing each other. We are showing each other who we are.
Mm.
That's my thought. I I don't see anyone that is competition for another one. It is not a way.
That's
Okay.
good.
Yeah, that's what I see that we can help the community.
Collaboration instead of
Yeah, seeing each other competing.
Exactly. Exactly. That's also and that goes into many areas of life, not just like what's going on in Venezuela. I feel like everything that's going on right now in the world in general, we're seeing the power of collaboration. We were having so many people because even with you, like you gave me advice, right? You gave me an advice to go to Bauer, and figure out, it's not that I'm about to go make a business that's gonna be better. It's completely different. And it's like that is and it's the essence of what you love to help. And I think in general, like people will see like the more we help people, literal our world will change from what it is to like a complete different reality that everybody can be prosperous and abundant. But I wanted to thank you so much for being the first guest and for telling me your story. And I hope that from here we can have way more Venezuelan people come on the show and just show
Yeah.
people who we are and the power of collaboration. I thank you so much for being here.
No, thank you. Thank you for inviting me.